Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is the final video in episode 45 of the Wrestling Rundown. This is where we talk about the independent wrestling. This is indie news. We got a couple, see, he's showing off the indie stuff. And we've got a few results, and we're going to start with AIW. Make them say,
Yeah, this happened this past Friday on the 24th from Cleveland, Ohio. Let's get this rundown real quick like.
Do it.
Tyson Dux and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams defeated the Beaver Boys with a double choke slam. Lewis Linden defeated Brian Myers, Tommy Crimson Mercer, and Eric Ryan in a four-way dance.
Alright.
EC3 defeated Johnny Gargano after interference from Raymond Rowe and DJZ. Team 2 Infinity and Beyond, Cheech Hernandez and Colin Delaney, defeated the Young Bucks to retain the AIW Tag Team Champions.
Wow.
Chips. Alex Daniels defeated Joshua Singh, Chris Sabin, Jerry, Tyler Thomas, and Alessandro Del Bruno in a six-way scramble. Davey Vega retained the Intense Championship against Flip Kendrick. Veda Scott defeated Mickie James, Athena, and Candice LeRae to become the new AIW Women's Champion.
That came up on my Instagram.
Congratulations, Veda.
Good job, Veda.
Raymond Rowe defeated Josh Prohibition. Ooh. And in the main event, Josh Alexander, BJ Whitmer, and Eddie Kingston defeated Dick Justice, Ricky Shane Page, and Ethan Page.
Huh.
That was Friday. But what about Saturday? Ring of Honor TV. What happened?
Well, speaking of BJ Whitmer picking up a win at AIW, he would open up ROH TV with a win in a four-way survival match, beating Will Ferrara, Moose, and Caprice Coleman. Moose hitting the spear on Caprice, but getting blind tagged by BJ. BJ knocks Moose out of the ring, picks up the win over Caprice Coleman. We get a little altercation between BJ and Moose. BJ calling Moose a big dumb bastard. Not the smartest move. But we get people breaking them up. We come back from commercial. We have Adam Page calling out ACH, saying he wants to rid ROH of ACH, saying that the attitude, charisma, and heart that he calls himself has not been seen in the last 3 high-profile losses that ACH has had. ACH comes out, has a few words to say to that. We have an impromptu match. Adam Page picking up the win. BJ causing a distraction. So we're getting some issues between the Decade and ACH. We'll have to see where that goes. We get War Machine talking about last week on ROH TV. They had a handicap match against Michael Elgin, and Michael Elgin got himself disqualified by hitting Raymond Rowe with a chair. So Hanson said, "All right, Elgin, you find yourself a tag team partner, and you face us next week on ROH TV." Michael Elgin says, I don't think so. I'm going to find a new team for you to face. They'll be facing next week the Killer Elite Squad, Lance Hoyt and D.H. Smith, or David Hart Smith, whatever he's calling himself right now. I'm not exactly sure. But they will be having a tag team match next week. And speaking of tag team matches, our main event is Red Dragon defending the ROH tag team titles against The Addiction. An amazing match. A lot of back and forth action. We get some craziness all at the end. We have Bobby Fish dive out onto Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian hitting him with a power bomb. We have a member of the KRD standing in the crowd, jumps the barricade.
Member of the Kurd.
Gets in, attempts a super kick on Daniels, but hits Kyle O'Reilly instead, and kind of goes, "Oh no, I can't believe I hit him." Daniels and Kazarian take advantage. Hit a double team move on O'Reilly, picking up a win and winning the ROH Tag Team titles. We get Bobby Fish tosses the member of the KRD in the ring. It's the big reveal. The mask comes off, and it's Chris Sabin. So Sabin has been part of the KRD the whole time, even though people thought it was the Kingdom. And then we're thinking, okay, here we go. Big four-person beatdown on this member of the KRD. All these guys have been attacked, but instead, The Addiction hit Red Dragon with the championships, revealing that the 3 members of the KRD are, in fact, Chris Sabin, Frankie Kazarian, and Christopher Daniels. This does not sit well. Kyle O'Reilly is just busted open. Bobby Fish is pissed. They almost had a 700-day reign as ROH Tag Team Champions.
That's a long time.
Bobby Fish is not happy in the least, but we're gonna have to wait till next week to get some updates on what's going on. What the idea behind the KRD is. So the only thing we know next week is we are getting War Machine versus Killer Elite Squad, and we'll have some more news on the KRD reveal. But then, today, on Sunday, we had a doubleheader from Beyond Wrestling.
Absolutely. We had first up at 1 p.m. in Providence, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
We had Scorned. The first half of the show, we started off with AR Fox defeating Mike Bailey. We had John Silver versus Orange Cassidy go to a no contest due to interference by Ryan Gaglione.
Ooh.
But then,
Fancy name.
John Silver's tag team partner, Alex Reynolds, would come out, make the save, and then in an impromptu match, defeat Ryan Rush.
Oh, wow.
And then we had the Interspecies Wrestling Other Championship defended in a four-way match.
Okay.
In which Fluffy defeated Dave Cole, Bucks Belmar, and Grant Akuma.
I don't know who these people are, so these names are just...
Well, you know Akuma.
Well, yeah,
and Bucks Belmar.
But Fluffy.
Fluffy, yeah.
I imagine Gabriel Iglesias just won this match.
He defeated Dave Cole, Bucks Belmar, and Grant Akuma to win the championship.
God, when's the last time I saw Grant Akuma?
Yeah. Matt Tremont defeated Steve Carino. Kimber Lee defeated Pinky Sanchez.
Ooh.
The Hoods defeated the Colony. Donovan Dijak defeated Donovan Dijak defeated Jack Connor. There's a lot of Jack going on. Moose and Black Baron defeated the Worst Case Scenario. And in the Juicy Product Explodes,
Oh, no.
JT Dunn defeats David Starr
That's unfortunate.
in the main event of show number 1. Drake break.
The Juicy Product Explodes.
Mountain Dew Baja Blast, not a sponsor.
But a tasty beverage is back on shelves in a store near you.
Yeah, hopefully, if you're lucky.
Still not a sponsor. Even though
But
we
then
just plugged it.
At 5 o'clock, we had When Satan Rules His World.
Oh, shit.
A much more ominous titled show.
Now we're getting intense.
Which we had Team Pazuzu, represented by Jaka, Mike Drastic, and Angel Ortiz, defeated the Nation of Intoxications, Devin Moore, Lucky 13, and one of the other ones. The guy who's not Connor Claxton. Because Connor Claxton in the next match would lose to Hot Sauce Tracy Williams.
Oh, okay.
The Minutemen defeated the Symbiote. The Crusade for Change defeated the Garden State Gods. Lots of tag team matches going on here in this second show. Brian Fury defeated Heidi Lovelace in an intergender match. Chris Dickinson defeated Nick Gage in a Anything Goes match. War Machine defeated Team Tremendous. The Hooligans defeated Tabernacle Team. Eddie Kingston defeated Stockade. And the Young Bucks defeated Ninjas with Attitudes.
Ooh.
So yeah, what? Almost 8 out of 10 were team matches or something like that.
That's
1,
crazy.
2, 3, 4, no.
Beyond Wrestling.
6 out of 10.
Beyond
Team
Wrestling,
matches.
kicking around those tag team matches.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
We like to see as many people as we can in one show.
Yeah.
So let's make them teams.
Before we get into upcoming shows, there's a quick. Whoa.
That's gonna be loud.
There's a quick news story. Samoa Joe, who there's been rumors of him going to WWE. He was at this past Thursday's NXT tapings. He's been hanging out.
I know, I was there too.
There's still the rumors are still going around. He had a Twitter exchange with JR, who was also there, and it's still expected that he's going to be debuting at WWE in June.
Yeah, I was totally there. I'll let you know about it in 2 months when those episodes are airing.
Thanks for that. Let's move on to some upcoming shows.
Upcoming
Events. Sorry, Paul.
Starting off with this upcoming Friday, AAW presents Take No Prisoners. Coming from Marionette Park, Illinois. On the card for sure, CJ Parker, making his AAW return, is going to take on Ethan Page. Ohio is for Killers are going to defend the Tag Team Championships against Zero Gravity. Ryan Boz will go one-on-one with Justice Jones. Allison Kay will go against Heidi Lovelace. Kay still undefeated in AAW. Wow. Heidi Lovelace has a bone to pick with her over some interference at the last show. So tensions are high for that match. Davey Richards versus Tommaso Ciampa That's going to be a hard-hitting affair.
No joke.
Johnny Gargano versus Chris Sabin one-on-one. And then in a triple threat match for the AAW Championship, Eddie Kingston defends against Josh Alexander and Samoa Joe. The next day on Saturday the 2nd, Chikara brings to you Spring Breakout. As previously announced, we're going to have Princess Kimberly and Los Ice Creams versus Knockin' Piki Sanchez and Soldier Ant representing the BDK. Chuck Taylor versus the Proletariat Boro Moldova, and Ashley Remington versus Missile Assault Ant. Recently added are the Snake Pit versus the Nightmare Warriors, Amasis versus Juan Francisco de Coronado, and the Arcane Horde versus the Wrecking Crew. Now for those two team matches, the competitors have yet to be announced who's going to be in each individual match.
Is the Amasis versus Juan Francisco, is that COTI? Or is it just
I could imagine that it would be. They're both team captains.
Yeah.
That's
what I figured. Okay. So possible COTI implications on that singles match.
Yeah, a lot of these matches here on this upcoming show have COTI implications.
Cool.
And then on the Saturday the 9th, we've got a doubleheader coming to you, brought to you by Women's Superstars Uncensored and Combat Zone Wrestling. Matches for sure that have been announced. The Chicks Using Nasty Tactics versus the Cosmo Club. There's going to be a tournament for the WSU Spirit Championship, including names like Veda Scott and Allison Kay and Leva Bates and a lot more. And this WSU Championship is going to be on the line. Lufisto defends against Cherry Bomb. Nice. From the Combat Zone Wrestling side, we know that Greg Excellence is going to take on Alexander Jones. Sozio is going to take on Eric Corvus. Andrew Everett is going to take on Trevor Lee. And in a Panes of Glass match, Danny Havoc from Nation Intoxication is going against Connor Claxon. It's part of the Nation Intoxication's Deathmatch Trial Series for Connor Claxon to see if he's awesome at those or something or other. Yeah, Panes of Glass match. That's exciting if you're into ultra-violent stuff, but if you're into, say, some Japanese-style pro wrestling, especially if you mix it up with Ring of Honor, per se, you've got some information on some awesome shows I'm looking really forward to.
I have a lot of information. Now, we've been talking about this for a couple months. We've got the 4 super shows coming up starting Tuesday, May 12th at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia.
Super is an understatement.
Yes. New Japan, ROH, coming together for 4 shows. Let's start with War of the Worlds, Night 1. We have Delirious taking on Gato. We have Jay Lethal taking on Watanabe. Roderick Strong versus Kushida. The Addiction versus the Kingdom versus the Young Bucks. Unbreakable Michael Elgin versus Tetsuya Naito. Red Dragon versus Jushin Thunder Liger and Hiroshi Tanahashi. AJ Styles will be going against a mystery opponent. I'm not sure if it's for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
I'm hoping it is.
But it is that this is we do not know. We will not know until this show happens. So that's
put your bets down now, people.
That's some pretty big implications there. And then in the main event, we have the Briscoes taking on Kazuchika Okada and Shinsuke Nakamura. And that's night 1.
Okada and Nakamura teaming together.
Yeah, taking on the Briscoes.
But go against the Briscoes. The Briscoes are going to need some tough opponents.
All right, and then we move on to War of the Worlds Night 2, still in the 2300 Arena. We have Michael Elgin taking on Kushida. An appearance by Moose. That's awesome. Adam Page versus Watanabe. We have Roderick Strong versus Tanahashi. Kyle O'Reilly taking on Tetsuya Naito. The ROH World Tag Team Champions, The Addiction, taking on Kazuchika Okada and Gato. We have a 4-corner survival match. We have Jay Lethal, Nakamura, Mark Briscoe, and Jushin Thunder Liger.
Wow.
We have a World Championship match, Jay Briscoe defending against Bobby Fish. And then in the main event, we have the Bullet Club represented by AJ Styles and the Young Bucks taking on the Kingdom's Adam Cole, Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven.
That 4 corners match, it seems like a huge clash of styles.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of... Mark Briscoe just kind of throws the whole thing off.
Well, I mean, and you have... Who else is in there?
Nakamura
and Mark Briscoe. 2 very aggressive, in-your-face wrestlers. Liger and Lethal, very well-established lightweight wrestlers
Yes.
who bring a lot of lucha libre influence.
Yeah.
So a huge clash of styles going on there.
Yeah. Then we take a break on the 14th, so all these people can travel to Toronto, Ontario, not Ohio,
Damn,
not Ohio.
Beat me to it.
For night one of Global Wars, where we will have
People throwing globes at each other.
we will have the Kingdoms, Michael Bennett and Matt Taven taking on Matt Sydal and Jushin Thunder Liger. Chris Sabin versus Kushida. Gato and Moose.
Sabin versus Kushida?
Yeah,
Machine Guns versus Time Splitters?
yeah.
Alex Shelley should be refereeing that match.
Maybe you will. We have Gato and Moose taking on Watanabe and Silas Young. An interesting match there. ACH versus Nakamura. The Addiction versus RPG Vice versus The Decade versus Red Dragon. Cedric Alexander versus Okada.
Is that 4 quarters match for the tag titles?
Doesn't say that it is, but it might be.
I hope it is.
That'd be awesome. Cedric Alexander versus Kazuchika Okada. Michael Elgin versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. For the television title, Jay Lethal will defend against Tetsuya Naito. And then in the main event, a 10-man tag. The Bullet Club's AJ Styles, the Young Bucks, Carl Anderson, and Doc Gallows taking on the Briscoes, War Machine, and Roderick Strong.
The Bullet Club is definitely a force to be reckoned with, but
Yeah, the ROH All-Stars.
the combination of Briscoes, the War Machine, and Roderick Strong is...
That's a lot of people that want to hurt you.
That's a list I'm officially declaring 5 people I do not want to fuck with.
But we still...
I almost got in a fight with Raymond Rowe once.
He did. I will vouch for that. That's a legit thing.
That's a true story. Samoa Joe beat me to it.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. All right, but we
Thank
still
you,
have
Joe.
we still have one more night, May 16th, Saturday in Toronto, Ontario. Still for Global Wars Night 2. There is a lot of matches and still a lot of stars that are not on this show yet. So bear with me here. We've got Kushida taking on Will Ferrara, Michael Elgin taking on Gato, the Kingdom taking on Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, Jushin Thunder Liger taking on Dalton Castle, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tetsuya Naito taking on ACH and Matt Sydal, Nakamura taking on Roderick Strong, and then the Bullet Club's AJ Styles and the Young Bucks taking on Team Chaos, which is Kazuchika Okada and RPG Vice. Now, all the people that are signed to appear and still don't have matches are Jay Briscoe, The Addiction, Jay Lethal, Moose, War Machine, Watanabe, Donovan Dijak, Red Dragon, Silas Young, Cedric Alexander, and The Decade. All those people are signed to appear and do not have matches yet. Let that sink in.
Be a really long show or just a lot of appearances.
Maybe, I don't know, but if those people get involved, there's a lot of shit going down. Global Wars Night 2 in Toronto, Ontario.
Be there if you're in the Toronto, Ontario
Please
area.
do. I hope these shows are up somewhere because I want to see them all.
Yeah, I
All
think
the
I'm
shows.
definitely interested in finding out how I can purchase and watch these shows.
No joke. But that is it for ROH. Let's kick it back over to Kevin Hawk for a few more indie shows.
Alright, so we got 5/22. That's May 22nd. That is a Friday. We've got 2 huge events going on that upcoming day on the 22nd. Both of them tournaments.
Oh, okay,
First
cool.
of all, PWG's DDT4,
Oh,
their annual
yeah.
tag team championship tournament. I mentioned this a couple weeks
Yeah,
back.
a couple weeks ago we kind of ran through the teams. Let's
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh your memory
Do it
here.
again.
Team Tremendous, who's known very well over on the East Coast, just recently making their debut for PWG, is going to be in there as well as Biff Busick and Drew Gulak teaming together, 2 wrestling machines. The Beaver Boys, also East Coast natives, fresh over on the PWG scene.
Alright.
The world's cutest tag team is going to be defending the tag team championships throughout this tournament as long as they
Yeah.
can keep winning.
that's
The
a tall
Inner
order.
City Machine Guns, the Monster Mafia, Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee, 2 super athletic and really entertaining guys teaming
Absolutely.
together. And then Love Gun Chris Sabin and Matt Sydal round out the 8 teams.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Somebody's going to walk out with the tag team titles. World's Cutest Tag Team, just with the other 7 teams on there, definitely has their work cut out for them. And then as well as in non-tournament matches, we know that we're going to have Johnny Gargano versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
That'll be good.
And Roderick Strong will defend the PWG World Heavyweight Championship against Chris Hero and Brian Cage.
I'm sorry.
That might be Strong's toughest title defense to date.
Good luck, Roddy.
Also, going on in Providence, Rhode Island, I'm going to say. So, complete opposite side of the country.
Yeah.
We've got, no. AIW, it's Cleveland. Just kidding.
Cleveland.
The JT Lightning Invitational Tournament.
Yes, we mentioned this. Do we have a full first round now?
Yes, the full
Awesome.
first round, 12 matches has been announced. Last week I went over who all the competitors were. Now I'm going to give you a rundown of who's facing who in the first round, 12. Eric Ryan will go against Nick Gage. Raymond Rowe versus Tyson Dux. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams will go against Little Guido. Lewis Linden versus Tyler Thomas. BJ Whitmer versus Dangerous Doug Gilbert. Flip Kendrick will take on the former AIW Women's Champion Athena. Too Cold Scorpio will go against Cheech Hernandez.
Ooh,
Cedric Alexander versus Colin Delaney. DJ Z versus Alex Daniels. Alessandro Del Bruno versus Jennifer Blake. Heidi Lovelace versus Davey Vega. And Dick Justice versus Josh Prohibition.
There's a lot of interesting matchups there.
Yeah, 12 first round matches. This is the first round. Now, this, and then all these guys are going to go to night 2 and have to wrestle 2-3 more times.
So we got, what, 12 first round matches?
Yeah.
So we'll have 6, then 3. Does it end in a triple threat?
I'm not sure. I mean, they change it up
Okay.
kind of every now and again. So, I mean, we could see, 6 singles matches, 2 triple threats, and a finals, or 6 singles matches, 3 singles matches, and a triple threat final. Could go either way. They haven't announced. Other thing we do know for AIW, Samoa Joe will be making his debut during night 2.
Nice. Wow.
That's it for all I got.
The independent scene is on fire right now. There's
It's
all
been
kinds of cool
popping.
shit going on.
It's been popping ever since we started this show.
And Samoa Joe is going everywhere. We just found out today that he's going to be at Beyond Wrestling in the next couple months.
Yeah.
So
I'll keep you guys updated on Samoa Joe's whereabouts. Apparently, wherever he's popping up, because he's popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed. There is some sort of weird Team Samoa for King of Trios this year. Wouldn't that rock? Eat that, Bullet Club. Excuse me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Do all these things that are down below us, which is Facebook and Reddit and Tumblr and Instagram
and
Twitter and emails. My email personally, email me. Bam, I'll write you back with this pencil on this paper.
And use his email plus the comments to comment any of your favorite independent promotions, scenes, people. Post links and all kinds of stuff down in the comments so we can promote some of your favorite independent wrestlers and indie promotions.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to talk about interspecies wrestling, let me know in the bottom. Do you want me to talk about Jersey All Pro Wrestling? Let me know in the bottom. I want to talk about what you guys want to hear about.
There's a lot of them we don't cover.
There's 159 of them we don't cover.
At least.
That's all that I can remember off the top of my head.
Start listing them off. Go!
St. Louis Anarchy Pro, First Wrestling, Quest, Jersey All Pro Wrestling, Interspecies Wrestling.